was lost. In Austin, I saw pause. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Roll dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal shaded lids, focus reflected. Off the mirrors and pit, quick, grinning from ear to ear. Craving that raven and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it is Monday, and we are off to a good start. My sinuses have been absolutely killing me with this weather change. Please, hot or cold, pick one. Don't care, either be cold or hot. I mean, I hate it when it's nice and hot, then it's cold. I was planning on going to play golf this morning, and on yesterday afternoon, none of that happened. None of that happened. Because, Saturday was beautiful, I had to work, and, Sunday I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be out early, I'm going to get some stuff done. Yeah, none of that happened. But I did get to watch the NCAA basketball, and like I said, I haven't really been into it that much this year. Did get a chance to go to the two Thunder games this weekend. Got to see the Pacers, and we got to see who was it on Thursday? God, I forget who it was on Thursday now. But anyway, got to go to the Memphis Grizzlies on Thursday, and then the Pacers on Saturday. So we're going to talk a little bit. We talked about the Grizzlies game on Friday, and now we know why they've been in a mess. Taylor Jenkins got fired. Their head coach got fired the next day, and part of that was simply because of the ownership and management and coaching and not being on the same page, and them not utilizing Ja the way that he had been. And so, when management and coaching doesn't match up, that's what happens. That's why I tell people all day long. The Thunder are doing, Dagnall is doing exactly what our great GM wants him to do, Sam Presti. He's doing exactly what Sam wants, period. If he wasn't, Sam wouldn't have him. So you can't really argue with that, but I do. My thing is this: I love our team. But on the flip side of that, do I just sit down and listen to everything they say? No. Do I agree with everything they do? No. Am I going to have my opinion? Yes. Do I want us to win? 100%. Do I want to bring the chip home? 100%. Do I agree with Stephen A. Smith, what he says about Sam Presti? That's yet to be determined, but I don't believe that, let me see. It's yet to be determined whether he's completely wrong or not. I don't believe that he is right. I don't believe Sam Presti wants to make Oklahoma City relevant every year. I think he wants to win. I think the owners that I do know, they want to win. Who the hell doesn't want to bring a championship to Oklahoma City? We're getting a brand new arena, but in 4 years, I guess it'll be done. Who the hell doesn't want that? There's nobody who doesn't want Oklahoma City to have a new arena. There's not anyone who doesn't want us to win the chip. And when you think about what Sam Presti's done by having not one great team, but two teams. By having not one great trio, but two great trios. Because remember, he had Durant, Harden, Westbrook. Now you've got SGA, Chet, J-Dub. Okay? Once again, the two best players, KD was drafted by Presti and by the Thunder ownership, even though he was a Seattle Supersonic. And then he became a Thunder. So then you drafted Westbrook and Harden. So they were the true draft picks. Same thing almost with this round, or this area, if you will, look at it, because SJ was traded from the Clippers to the Thunder. Then you draft J-Dub and Chet. So it's kind of eerie similar. Because SGA and KD, who are clearly your two best players, were neither one drafted by the Thunder. Ownership, KD, but now by the actual Thunder. So that's kind of a, a little bit ironic, the fact that your two best players, neither one of those teams, neither one of those players was drafted by the Thunder, even though technically the ownership and management and Preston did draft KD. Uh, he wasn't an actual Thunder draft pick. So if you want to look at it that way, so somebody was like, well, Russell's actually our best player because he got drafted by the Thunder. I'm like, Russell's not the best player in Thunder history. You're crazy. There's nobody who would think that outside of Oklahoma City. Nobody who knows anything about basketball will tell you that Russell Westbrook is better than Kevin Durant. That Westbrook is a better Thunder player than Kevin Durant. You can look at all the stats because he played here longer. Fine. But one is a top 5 player of all time. One is not. Plain and simple. Now, Russell may be one of the top 5, 2 or 3, top 2 or 3 most athletic players in history. 100%. Best player? Nope, not going there. Anyway, Thunder Pacers Saturday night. Thunder took care of business 132-111. 62-12 we are now. Pacers are 43-31. And what was crazy about the game the other night, when we were at the game, it didn't feel like a Thunder game. I don't know how to explain it. It just, the atmosphere wasn't right. I don't know if it was because it was on a Saturday night, but it just wasn't, I don't know how to explain it. Just something was wrong, okay? Pacers, 14 of 42 from 3. We were 17 of 36. 44% from the field for them, 51.1 for us. We out-rebounded them by 4. And then, of course, we are the league leaders in pips, points in the paint, 58-40. And then, of course, 13-10 turnover margin. They only had 13 turnovers. And then, of course, their bench outscored us 44-31. And then when you look at the overall stats, here they are. J-Dub in the second game back, 7 for 14, 0 for 2, 4 for 5. But anyway, 18 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. I thought J-Dub played pretty well overall. He's still not, he's still trying to get back into playing shape, but he looked pretty good. 29 minutes. Ihart, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 2 for 5. I think he's still stretching from that game the other night against the Grizzlies because I still don't know how the hell he didn't get hurt in that move. I still don't know how, on that foul, how he didn't get hurt, but flexibility took care of business. SGA had a terrible game. Now, he did have 33 points in 31 minutes, but 10 for 27. At one point, this is how crazy he is. At one point, he was 2 for 9. Or maybe it was 3 for 9 at one point. So from that point on, he went, from that, let's say 3 for 9. He went 7 for 14 after that. Because that's who he is. That's who he is. Because he has ability to make shots, and he just does what he does. And when he's making shots, even though he did miss 2 free throws, you could tell he wasn't completely right. He just wasn't. 33 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, still continuing his path on the road that he's on for the MVP. Lou Dort, 33 minutes, 8 for 11. Lou Dort shot the ball 6 out of 7 for 3. He was feeling it. And once again, I've said before, if he's knocking down threes, Case is knocking down threes, J-Dub is knocking down threes, K-Rich and the rest of the team, Caruso, Joe, they're knocking down threes, you're not going to beat us. You're not beating us. It's just not happening. Kaysen, once again, another good game by him. 30 minutes, 5 for 10. He's just getting better and better and better. And ever since, I think the best thing that happened for us was J-Dub getting hurt because Kaysen has really found his groove, found where he belongs. And I just think he's a much better player since J-Dub got hurt and he got a chance to play those meaningful minutes in that position. Dylan Jones, 13 minutes. I just still don't get it. K-Rich, 27 minutes. 10 points, played pretty good, I thought, overall. 8 rebounds, 5 assists. I like Kendrick. I like what he's doing, K-Rich. Brandon Carlson came in and did a little bit, not play too bad. Missed a 3 I thought he should have made. Caruso, doing what Caruso does. What a great pickup by Sam Presti. And then, of course, Isaiah Joe. 27 minutes, 5 for 7 from 3. I'm not counting the other shots, but 5 for 7 from 3. And when you look at that, and you look at what he does and what he provides to us for us as far as his shooting, talking about Isaiah Joe. It allows us to do so many more things because of his ability to knock down threes and stretch the floor. Because the pick and roll action that he and iHeart rolled together, and J Will, excuse me, the same thing when they roll together. It is really they're really hard to beat. We're really hard to beat because of the simple fact of what they do together. And when Isaiah Joe is knocking down threes, it really endured. Those two are knocking down threes, especially. It really discombobulates the other team. What do we do? How do we fix this? How do we move? And it messes them up. It really does. Simply because of what he's able to do with them. It's crazy. And I love what our team does. I love who we are. I love what we're capable of doing. And you've got to appreciate the fact that with what we do and who we are, it makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference because of the simple fact that when SGA is rolling and we're knocking down shots, what do? Because defensively, you know what we're doing defensively, and it's just hard. But I will say this. That game was just weird. It just was. I still don't. I mean, we didn't go on. I didn't do a show afterwards. And I ran into a couple people. They were like, "Man, you didn't do the show." I was like, "No." I said, "It's hard for me to do show, but we're about 20 something. I mean, after about 10 minutes, what is there to talk about? There's not a lot to talk about, and I'm not one of these guys who wants to get on and just talk to talk. If I don't have anything to impart to you or anything to really talk about, break down the game to give you some knowledge, what the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing? Okay? So, when you look at the Thunder's next 10 games, okay, remember we talked about this. We had 60 wins going in the last two games. We needed to go because we only had a 2-game lead at that particular point, the start of this last 10 games, over the Cavaliers for the overall record, okay? So we beat the Grizzlies, which we said we needed to do. We beat the Pacers, which we said we needed to do. Tonight we play the Bulls, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit, which what we felt like we needed to do. The Pistons on Wednesday on ESPN, the Pistons are playing really well. And I say they want us really bad. They do. Then we go to Houston to play the Rockets on Friday. And then after that you have the Lakers, Suns. Now, this is something I don't know why the Thunder don't talk about, but SGA has 62, 67 straight 20-point games. Guess who has the modern day record? Kevin Durant at 72, counting Thunder and Golden State. 68 will be tonight against the Bulls. 69 will be against the Pistons. 70 will be Friday night against the Rockets. 71 will be against the Lakers at home on Sunday. 72 will be against the Lakers here. And then Wednesday, you have the Suns. He can break the record against Kevin Durant. Now, Kevin Durant is hurt currently, so we don't know how that's actually going to play out. But, I mean, think about that for a minute. How crazy is that the man who had set the record, who played for Oklahoma City, set the record playing for Oklahoma City and the Warriors. And then now we've got the guy who can break his record against him. Now, Kevin is hurt, so the question is, was he going to play tonight? And I asked some people at the game the other night where we were talking about that. I asked the commander, Randy Wright, about that. Does he think he'll play? And Randy said he didn't think he'd play anyway. Whether if he was healthy, he didn't think he would play. I think he would because of the simple fact that Kevin Durant, he's a hooper. He just wants to play. He's like I was. I want to play like Randy was. We want to play. He's got an old school mentality. Dude, we want to play. SG's the same way. I want to play. They just want to play. And when you have that old school attitude that it's not about, preserving and all that. It's about, hey, look, let's go play, man. I mean, the thing about the All-Star game, somebody said, players play harder in pickup games than they do in All-Star games. And that all started with LeBron and them. all started with that. It's like, dude, it's the All-Star game. Like I said before, make it worthwhile. Don't give him money. If I'm making $45 million a year, do I give a shit about 500 grand? Yeah, it's nice. But 500 grand, do I really care about that? Yeah, I'm nice to have it, but okay. If I don't get it, okay, I'm going to get 300 or whatever it is, okay? Wife got that spent on something. She got that spent on the kids or just doing something for the house or whatever. That's gone. But don't matter. But when you think about the opportunity that SGA has to break that record against Kevin at home, that's huge. That's huge. And I'm going to do everything in my power to be at that game, of course, because I want to see whether Kevin plays or not. Still, the historical fact of him being able to break that record at home in front of the crowd, last home game of the year, there's something with that to me. I really like hearing. I like that. And so, now speaking of all that, here are the standings for the NBA standings at this particular point. Okay, and I looked at this today, and I'm like, man, Thunder, 13.5 over the Rockets, who we play Friday in Houston. We already have I think we beat them 3 times this year. Or was it 2-1? Pretty sure we beat them 3 times, I think. I'm pretty sure we beat them 3 times. Maybe it's 2-1. But that's going to be interesting, that game. Because, once again, now that we have a 3-game lead over the Cavs, because they now have 12 losses, we have 10, we have 12, they have 15. It leaves you a little bit more room to maneuver as the schedule plays out. Now, the Nuggets 47-28, and people are talking about, well, Jokic numbers or whatever. Dude, we have a 15.5-point lead over them, and you're thinking about putting him in the MVP. You've already given the MVP once. And anybody knows about basketball knows that SJ should have won the MVP last year. Come on, man. Now, Jokic is putting up greater numbers this year than he did last year when he won it. But nobody saw SJ play last year. And he's better this year than he was last year. And what he's getting ready to do to be the player that he is to win the MVP the way he's doing it, come on, man. I'm sorry. I just don't see it, okay? I just don't see it. How you can say that or how you can even put that in. You know, when SGA, the most seasons with 30 points a game and 50% shooting, the most in history is Wilt Chamberlain with 6. Michael has 5. Adrian Danley has 4. Giannis has 3. SGA has 3. Now, Wilt did it in 14 seasons. Jordan did it in 15 seasons. Danley did it in 15. Giannis has done it in 12, and SGA has done 3 and 7. And you're thinking about him not being MVP. Come on now. But once again, these are stats that the Thunder should be telling you, not me. The Thunder should be giving you these stats, not me. They should be telling you about the stuff that I'm saying. These are things that they have the ability to be able to tell you. These are things that they should tell you, not myself. Okay? But anyway, when you look at this and you look at the way that the breakdown is now, the T-Wolves are 7th seed. The Clippers are 8th. The Mavs are 9th. And the Kings are 10th. So that's the plan. Okay? That's the plan. So I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know how that's going to play out. I really don't. But when you look at that, we want the T-Wolves to be 7, the Clippers 8. But I would rather have the Lakers, and when you look at the Lakers and Clippers, the Lakers, Grizzlies, Warriors, all of them, how many games does that separate from 4 to 8? 3 games. Remember, we played the Lakers twice. Now, some people say we don't want the Lakers in the 7th and 8th. We don't want to play them in the first round. I agree. If I'm going to have a choice whether to play them in first round or second round or third round, I'm going to pick third round first, second round second, first round third, if I have my choice. Okay? That's just me. So when I look at them, that's kind of how I would break it out. So, but the way it stands now, the Rockets would play the T-Wolves. The Nuggets would play the Warriors. We would play the Clippers. Then the winners of those 4 games, which is likely, then the Lakers and Grizzlies. The Lakers would beat the Grizzlies. So we would play the Lakers, and I believe the Rockets uh, and T Wolves. I don't. To be honest with you, I don't know who would win that game. I'm I would probably say the Rockets, and then the Rockets and Nuggets go at it. But I would rather the Nuggets, and the T Wolves go at it because they're gonna beat the shit out of each other. That's gonna be a physical series. So I'd rather those two beat the hell out of each other. What's up, Burgess? How you doing, man? SGA dad is super chill and knowledgeable to the game. Yeah, Burgess is talking about the other night, or the other day, that he came on Up in Smoke, and SGA's dad did, and he was talking about SGA, and he was, by the way, Burgess, he looked pretty fly. He's got some swag too. Now you know where SGA gets his swag, 100%. But he was very knowledgeable about the game. I don't know if you watched that, but he was very knowledgeable about the game and what's going on. So I loved what he was doing, and I loved what he was saying. Just like you, Burgess, I loved what he was saying. So I appreciate uh, that interview, and I did watch it. And I just thought it was cool that him talking about his son, being the MVP or not being the MVP and all that. I just love what he was trying to say. Like, yeah, son's doing good, but whatever. And I love that. But the main thing about him is now meeting him and seeing him, well, not meeting him, but seeing him, you now understand why SGA is who he is. And he acts the way he acts. So that much I did appreciate. I really did like what he had to say about the game, breaking down all the different players, the different eras, and stuff like that. So that was very, very good take. Thank you for Burgess, for saying Burgess 4071 on our chat. On YouTube. He was on our chat right now. But anyway, I just love where the Thunder is sitting. And like I said, I'm not afraid of any team. Okay? We are the number 1 defensive team in the league overall. We're number 2 in scoring. The Warriors giving up points. Okay? We're number 1 as far as since the All-Star break of scoring points. We're number 1 in holding it. Well, here, let me pull it up. I'll pull this up, Burge. We pull up his stats. I'm sitting there telling people about it. Why don't I pull this up so you guys can see it? How about that? Will that make it easier for everybody to see what I'm talking about? I'm just going to pull this up so you can kind of see what the Thunder are doing and where we are, okay? We're number 4 in overall points per game, but we're number 1 since the All-Star break at 119.6. I think we're averaging 130, whatever, since the All-Star break. 106.8. We're number 2. Field goal percentage, we're number 1 at holding teams at 51%. We're number 2 in giving up 3-point percentage. And remember, we were number 1, but we're not number 2, which I'm not going to gripe about 2, 1, whatever. We're number 1 in scoring free throw percentage. We're number 5 in assists given up. We're number 1 in pips. That's my stat. Pips, points in the paint. We're 41.7. That's first. We're number 1 in steals, as far as taking the ball away from the opposing team. We're number 1 as far as teams taking the ball from us. We're number 3 in blocks. We're number 1 in turning the opposing team over at 16.9. And we're number 1 in taking care of turning the ball over, 11.6. So, what does that tell you? We take care of the basketball, and we take the basketball away from the other team. Second quarter scoring, we're still number 1 at 30.4 in the second quarter. And then, most importantly, in the fourth quarter, we're 25.7 given up. And we're only 27.7 because I believe that's because he puts SG in too late in the fourth quarter. But that's how we look at it. So you wonder why the Thunder are sitting where they're sitting. It's because of that. Now, what's not mentioned on this board is, number 1, is we lead the league in getting our hands on balls. Okay? That means when people throwing passes, we get our hands on a pass and it tips somewhere or whatever, either to us, to them, or whatever. But deflections, we're number 1 in that. We have 3 of the top 5 players at number 1, and number of the top 5. Dort, Caruso, and Casey. Now, here's a stat that I told somebody about the other day that I think is crazy. We're number 1 in the league when we turn the ball over keeping the opposing team scoring against us. We're number one. To me, that is a huge, huge stat. And why is that? That's saying if we throw the ball away and you get a steal or whatever, we're number one in keeping you from scoring. How is that not an amazing stat? To me, that's a great stat right there because I'm saying that it doesn't matter if I turn the ball over, you still ain't scoring. I'm still keeping you from scoring. Number one in transition. Not giving up transition points. What does that mean? We get back on defense. That's either a missed shot, that's a turnover, or that's just us. That's just something, them taking the ball out of bounds. We're number one in transition. All of those things keep us or make us be where we are as far as the point differential, which is at 12.9, I believe, right now. Point differential, what we score, what the opposing team scores. So what does that mean? Every other team that's had the top 5 teams that's had the point differential over double digits have all won the title. This is the Celtics being the last team last year. Why? You got to play great defense. And I've said this before. Defense travels. Defense travels. Because you're going to have bad nights of shooting. You're going to have, like the other night, we were sitting there watching the game, and he couldn't score. He could not score the basketball the other night. No matter what he did, he could not score. You could tell it was driving him nuts that he couldn't score. He couldn't score. And you could just see it was driving him crazy because he couldn't score. But what that was basically saying is that our defense, which travels, whether that's football. Look at Philadelphia Eagles defense. They won the Super Bowl. You look at the who won the World Series last year, Dodgers defense. Defense travels. Soccer, you can go on and on and on. Baseball, doesn't matter. Hockey. If it's a major sport, how good you are on defense is going to manifest or help you win a championship. It just does. Because offensively, your best receiver can drop a pass or you can do whatever. But defense, keeping the other team from scoring, is the number one thing you have, and that's what we are, and that's what we do. So that being said, we're going to take a quick break and thank our sponsors and then come back, and then we have a special guest. Like I said, once a month, we're going to have this young lady on talking about her cologne, which I love, and talking about what they're doing. So that being said, I want to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit these guys up. They love to take care of you, especially if you have a water treatment plant in your city or your county. They will make sure you have clean drinking water. And then, of course, Oak Grove Trucking. If you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit my boys up over there. They love to take care of you. I know they're trying to add another truck to the lineup because they're getting really, really busy. So I appreciate him. So happy about my guy. So proud of that he's growing because I've known him so long and see how far he's come. Just so proud of him. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you go to one of their 5 locations, the main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway in 66, Yukon Parkway. And 66 or 39th Expressway, however you look at it. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40, right there on Garth Brooks, right in front of the hospital. Cannot miss it. And then, of course, YNB People's located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. And then, of course, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. And this is some good smelling stuff. And what they've always told me, Matt, remember, pick the best for your best. Now, you can go into one of their locations here, the Penn Square Mall, which we're going to be talking to the regional manager. So Tanya has all this stuff. By the way, you there, Tanya?
Hi, Matt. How are you? I'm here with, thank you for the beautiful introduction and thanks for having myself.
Is Beth there with you?
And Beth is here too, one of our Creed ambassadors. So thank you for that warm welcome. We are honored and humbled to be a part of your show. We love the thunder too, and we love
Yeah. Yeah.
the way you talk about it because it makes us even love them more. So thanks for having
Yeah, I
us.
appreciate it. And then of course she's now at the Penn Square Mall store. They're the
Yes,
dealers there. They are that's where they are currently. And of course they have the men's and the women's. And like I've
we
always
do.
said, if you're a male and you have a significant other, hey, go into the women's department, bro. Hook her up. Or if you're a woman and you got a man, hook him up. Go into the department. The problem is there's so much to choose from. The smells are so good. That's part of the problem that I have. I'm like, God dang, this
I'm
smells
glad
good.
you
This
said
smells
that.
good.
Well, we're going to help you choose it today. So I'm glad you said that. So, like you beautifully said, pick it for your best, for the best. And so we are handcrafted fragrances since 1760. We're handcrafted, hand poured, and we age our fragrances like a fine wine. So whether it's for you, your spouse, your girlfriend, your friend, whoever it is, we will tailor it to you. And that being said, we have a special treat for you guys. We have the new Gleaming Alidaria fragrance, which is truly the essence of spring, if you ask me. And the notes, Matt, you're gonna love this if you're picking it out for someone, or if whether it's him or her. If these fragrances are amazing, they're truly from all over the world. So we have the wonderful Mandarin from Sicily, Italy. We have the Rose Damascena, which is rich and lush from the wonderful Morocco, and then Centifolia Rose, that's really delicate and misty. Um, but Beth has some highlights that really like make this fragrance the essence of spring. Beth, what are some of the highlights of this beautiful pink bottle with the gold top? What are some highlights of our new fragrance?
One of the things I really love about it is a peony. Everybody loves peony. Peony is feminine, it's floral, it's fresh. It's just a nice, pretty scent. And then it's got vanilla in there. The vanilla makes it sensual and sexy. And he doesn't want it from feminine, floral, and sensual and sexy. It's just a
Well, no,
beautiful
wait.
scent.
Beth. This is for women or men?
For women,
For
but
women,
yeah,
Why
but
are we
hey,
talking about women? Why are we talking about women? This is a man show. Why are we?
well, because don't you want to find one? You got to do that too. Well, since it's a men's show, the guys need it. You know what they say, Matt? If she's not happy, you're not happy. So you better make your
No,
if
that's
mama's
100%
not happy,
truth right there. That's
okay.
100% true right there.
And
Mother's Day is right around the corner. It's not too early to reserve your Mother's Day
Oh, it
gift.
is, isn't it? Oh, okay. Never
while
mind. Y'all are
you're
on
here,
track. Hey, why am I
while
trying to
you
talk to
are
y'all?
here,
Y'all are the ones.
Matt.
Y'all are the ones that are there. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Okay.
Tanya.
Yeah. But while you're here, you are exactly right. It is a men's show. So we're not going to stop you. We're going to give you a handcrafted experience. We're going to tell you about our timeless scents, but we're not going to stop you with Alidaria. No. Between Beth, our Creed ambassador, Tyson, our business manager, we have the wonderful Stephanie, cosmetic manager, Haven Fragrance, Zora, you name it. She's one of our ambassadors.
Yeah,
You are going to get taken care of. And you're talking about men.
100%.
She needs to smell good. You need to smell good.
Oh, I
And I
agree.
know one of your favorites is our legendary Aventus.
Oh,
And
that
we've
stuff is
got the
good. Oof.
wonderful. Oh, if you guys don't know it, it's truly the scent that owns the room. Our
100.
refreshing Millicene, and you talking about men's scent. So when you get this women's scent for her, if mama's not happy, no one's happy in the house of
Well, I
Creed.
did get some for my friend. I
Or if
gave
your queen is not happy, the king's not happy. We like to say
100%.
we're
On and
both.
off. The queen ain't happy. Nobody happy.
But we have a
Nobody happy.
special treat. Beth, what are we giving the House of Creed? We normally don't do tokens of appreciation, but for your show
Oh,
tonight until close,
Tonight
Rose
till
Fest
close,
Square, what are we doing? It's
a deluxe size sample of Aventus from the House of Creed.
the travel spray, right? The 10 ml
A 10 ml travel spray
with the
that's
packaging.
beautiful with the packaging on it. For anyone that comes in here and buys an Eladaria, you get an Aventus travel spray.
And then what's the women's we had? If they want a
We've
women's,
got a Carmina
both
travel spray.
Carmina. Yeah. So this is just for your show. It was sent to us from the House of Creed for your show.
oh,
And
wow.
so treat her and treat yourself.
Oh,
Um, and
100%.
and we were talking about last time, scent really, it brings you your memories. It makes you feel happy. It is, I always tell Beth, what do I always say, Beth? It's your first impression and it's your
Last impression.
yeah. So like we were talking about last time, Matt, it really like people remember their anniversaries. People will wear a scent right before a job interview. People will wear a scent and it might remind them of, somebody that just passed, but it gives them more memories. I told you I wear scent to the gym and so does my husband. I mean, I'm going to the gym and I want to smell good. I'm always cautious. They're always like, she smells good. Maybe I'm not sweating enough, but
That's what I
but we
told
were
her.
Yeah, that's what Matt told me last time. But we really do want to make it elevated and fun. We feel like we have the best team here. We have the best scents. So whether it's men's or women's, like I said, we have Aventus, we've got Spice and Wood, which is really distinct and lovely. But whatever it is, whether it's for him or for her with this new launch, treat her and treat yourself. Make her the queen of your castle. Make yourself the king with our royal heritage. And I always say we want everybody to leave with a piece of creed, whether it's coming to handcraft the fragrance, the purchase for them, and kind of really show them why we're so special. Or Beth always likes to say, as we're so busy today, 12 to 8 at Dillard's Penn Square on Expressway. Beth, what do you always say?
Everyone,
Close us out.
everyone deserves a little piece of luxury. Come by and see us at the Creed counter at Dillard's Penn Square.
And I do that all the time, by the way, Beth. I tell people, hey, go see my girl, Beth. I tell
Thank
her I
you,
sent
Beth.
you. I say that all the time. I say, go see my girl, Beth. She'll hook you up. Just go tell her. She
She will
got you.
take care of you. Yeah.
I said,
And
she got you.
we had fun and luxury, and we keep it elevated. Don't you think Beth adds
100%.
a little? She
That's,
adds a little sparkle to every purchase.
I
Come
like
see
me some sparkle.
sparkling. Come see sparkling Beth and the fun Tanya. Stephanie's
Hey,
about to keep great. Stephanie's office, the queen bee here at Dillard's Penn Square, and she will always take care of you from fragrances, from Creed. Hopefully it's Creed, but
yeah.
or anything else you need for Penn Square at Dillard's needs. And we are being so loud in here because we told her about you, Matt, and she said,
Hey,
"I can't wait to see Matt in person." I said, "He's here all the time."
I told y'all
But
I would come by and do a show, but y'all got to get it approved from the mall if we can come do
yeah,
one.
we got it from the big boss, and she's been such a delight. She's laughing. We have drinks here,
Oh,
non-alcoholic
do y'all
drinks.
have
It's
drinks again today?
family. It's family, Dillards. We want to keep
Bring your
bring
own
it.
vodka.
No. Don't bring it. Don't get us in trouble, Beth. No, it's a family house. We have sparkling. It's like the lemonade and the roses in it, and the mandarin
It's
and
really
pink. It's supposed to be Aladardia. It's a
Hmm.
mocktail we call
mocktail.
it, and we have light bites all day from the wonderful pepperoni grill. So
Oh,
it's been catered.
yum,
And
yum.
then we have the special gifts. And then Matt, if you came out here with anybody, who would not want to come out here and see more of Matt? I
Hey,
mean,
I
you
agree. I agree with that. I like that. I like that line. Of course, I will have my creed on. Uh,
but
I was going.
honestly, we don't know. We don't like to talk about price. It's not the price, but
Oh
whenever
no,
someone comes to Creed, outside of truly outside of it being a really catered and tailored to your personality, I would say fragrance is an extension of self, right? You walk
one
in the
hundred
room, people
percent.
smell like they're scent. And when people get, whether it's Aladardia, they want something, gleaming and velvety, very what you said, feminine,
Feminine.
Beth, I agree. Or they get the legendary Ventus, and I would say they want to own
The
that
brand.
room. Whatever it is, it's an extension of self. But outside of our fragrances are handcrafted, hand poured, and aged, we like to have a great elevated time. We wrap everything, we take care of you. But I can truly say that my team takes care of the
One
people
hundred
and
percent.
we keep it fun. Because I always say, just to be luxury, you need to be luxury, you need to take care of the customer, you need to walk them out, you need to help them, you need to discover about them. You know this, Matt. You need
Yeah,
to know your people, but also you need to have fun. Because if you're not having fun, why go to the House of Creed?
I
Why spend
agree.
that much money if you're not having fun?
I'm.
So have fun. Let us tailor it to you
Mhm.
and find another way to sparkle. Come at Dillard's Penn Square, support the House of Creed, come see the new launch and pick up something for yourself, pick up something for her, pick up something for all. And that being said, unless you have any question or any fun things for us, that is us signing out
Okay.
here at Dillard's Penn Square. And we're going to leave Stephanie's office. No, she's very excited that we're here. She says,
Well,
Stephanie, you want to say hi to Matt Clark today? Hello, Matt Clark.
hello, Steph. How you doing? And y'all,
Hello,
hey,
Matt.
hey, do me a
She's
favor. Hurry up and get my approval so I can come in there and do a show there.
Yeah, he's gonna do a whole spring lineup. We
Thanks for the
actually,
approval.
let me give you a little approval before that. She's about to do the biggest event in history called Sensational,
Oh,
which
sweet.
Stephanie, correct me. It's in
April
April,
24th.
April 24th, and you get for every $100 spent. Is this true? $25 back. So if you
Oh,
spend
wow.
$400 on Creed, you get $100 back. There's gifts and other delights. You can get anything from Creed or anything else from cosmetics or anything else that is your personal needs. And on your next purchase, you would use that voucher. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Stephanie, is Sensational. It started out with scent in Little Rock, right? And then it evolved from scent to make Matt, we still got it here. So Stephanie's not going to kick us out, but she definitely needs to get approval for that sensational. Because when I tell you it's the biggest party of the year, from fragrances to cosmetics, and every line has something special and catered for dealers, and then that you get a gift card for your next purchase, and everyone's going to be dressed up and decked out, and they truly make it elevated. And it is fun that day for April 24th. We
Okay,
want
is
to
this
see
going to be men's and women's? Is this going to be
we
men's and
want
women's or
yeah.
just men's?
Oh, it's men's or women's you can purchase, fragrance or cosmetics, and
Okay.
you can use the card towards something else. But we're gonna ask for something for the next time, so we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna leave a
Okay.
cliffhanger. We're gonna see if Stephanie approves it because we want you. If people are helping Dealers Penn Square, they're helping all of us and
Agreed.
fragrance
Agreed.
and cosmetics.
Agreed.
And we have a lot of luxury stuff to offer here at both the House of Creed and Dealers Penn Square.
Yes,
So
I agree. I love it.
signing off and letting the wonderful Stephanie eat her amazing Mexican food. So we are going to go.
Hey, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.
We
I
love you.
appreciate you.
Thank you, Matt.
I appreciate
All
you.
right.
Appreciate Tanya,
That's the
Beth,
House
and
of
Steph.
Creed, Dillard's Penn Square. Bye bye.
Yes, bye-bye. That's my girls from House of Creed. They are fantastic. Go by there, and the stuff smells so good. And if you smelled it before, you know what I'm saying. And I have 3 different kinds of flavor. I have 3 different smells. In fact, I got to take one back and get a different one. But I'm just going to tell you, dude, I can't miss this. And April the 24th, and we'll be talking about this in detail again. April the 24th, if you spend $100, you get a $25 gift card that you can use again, and it's for Sensational, and you can use the $25 on anything. So just right there, you get $75 for $100. You get $75 for $75. You get $100 worth of stuff. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So why would you not do that? That's the House of Creed there in Penn Square in the men's department and the women's department. And like she's always said, remember, Matt, pick the best for your best. So I'm putting that on y'all. Pick the best for your best. That's on y'all now. But anyway, appreciate those girls. And like I said, go into the Penn Square Mall, see Beth in the men's store, or Tanya, she's there, or go to the women's, whichever one you want to do. And they've got some great smelling stuff. I can just promise you that. No question about it. Now, that being said, the Final Four is picked for the men's. The women's Final Four is coming up. So when you look at the women, let's talk about the women's bracket since they do have 2 remaining games tonight. TCU versus Texas and UConn versus USC. So those are the final 2 spots that are left remaining. And then the winner of the Southern Cal UConn game will play UCLA, which of course UCLA is the number 1 overall seed, even though SC beat them 2 out of 3 times this year. But Juju is not playing, which is kind of bad because I would have loved to see Juju versus Paige Beckers. That would have been a great matchup because Paige has been out. Talking about the superstar from UConn. Paige has been out ridiculous this year. She's just such a beast. And, of course, to be on the level of all the other UConn stars, she has to do something. And that is win a chip. If she doesn't win the chip, then, or for you guys who don't understand what that is, she doesn't win a ring, she doesn't win the championship, then can you really consider her one of the greatest UConn players of all time if you do not win a ring? So here's her chance to do it. They're playing really well, but they do have a not as tough a road to hold against SC tonight, Southern Cal. And then turn around and got to be UCLA. And then South Carolina and Don Staley is sitting on the other side, along with playing the winner of the TCU versus Texas game. So that's going to be great tonight. It's going to be some great basketball. Now, of course, the Thunder play tonight at 7 o'clock, so I will not be watching the women's game, because by the time I watch the Thunder game, unless it's a blowout, if we blow them out, put the Bulls out, which we should, then I will turn around and I will watch the women's game tonight. But I'm planning on watching the men's, the Thunder play tonight against the Bulls. So now in the men's bracket, you have the 4 number 1 seeds. Auburn against Florida, which is another clash of the SEC. And then you've got Houston against Duke. Now, in this group, I did not have Duke in there, and I did not have Houston. In my one bracket, I had Auburn, and I had Duke, and then I had Houston, and I had somebody else. Who did I have? Texas Tech. Because I thought Texas Tech should have been in there. and Alabama should have did what they did. But the bottom line is Tech did what they needed to do, lost to Florida, even though they should have won that game. Make your free throws, brother. Free throws are important, which of course the Thunder are the number one free throw shooting team in the country, makes a huge difference. So depending on which one of my brackets, I had one bracket that was my good bracket. Then I went back and just kind of changed some up the next day. But I will say this: Duke, Houston. I love Kelvin Sampson. Okay, I'm gonna turn this on now on the camera on me. I'm a huge, huge Kelvin Sampson fan. So I do want them to win the chip. They're going to have an uphill battle because Duke is the number one offensive team, Houston's the number one defensive team. So it's going to be a knockdown, drag out fight, 100%. 100%. So that's going to be, but that's going to be, what is that, Friday, Sunday? So we'll see what happens on that. Excuse me, Saturday, Monday, because the girls are Friday, Sunday, or the girls Sunday, Tuesday. But the men are Saturday, Monday, so we'll see what happens on that. But like I said, tonight, I'm not going to be watching the women's game because I'm going to be watching the Thunder play because we do play the Bulls tonight. Bulls are 33-41. Thunder is 62-12. 15 points is the over-under. Excuse me, 15 points is the spread. The over-under is 238.5. So when I look at that, I'm thinking, man, this is going to be one of those games that you really have to, Thunder have to beware. And like I said, here are the next schedule. Like we have the Bulls tonight. Then Friday night we travel. Excuse me, Wednesday night we have the Pistons. Then we turn around and we play the Rockets on Sunday. Excuse me, Friday. So the Thunder have to, like I said, in order to maintain the overall number one seed, the Thunder needed to win the first four. We have done that. We beat the Grizzlies and we beat the Pacers. Now we got to beat the Bulls tonight, and then the Pistons on Wednesday. Then you have a tough road because then you have the Rockets, the number two seed, the Lakers twice, which is the number 4 seed. So we're going to see how that works out. And then when you look at the games tonight, which are some huge NBA games tonight, guys. I mean, some huge games tonight, okay? You have the Rockets and the Lakers. Rockets going to L.A. You have the Celtics and the Grizzlies, which matter because Grizzlies got to win. Celtics need to win today. They still can have a chance to catch the Cavs. I don't think it's going to happen for the overall deal, but you still have a huge game there. And then the Clippers have to beat the Magic. The Magic are fighting for it. The Clippers are fighting for their lives. So those are games right there that are really, really important. You got the Clippers, Magic. You got the Celtics, Grizzlies. You've got us against the Bulls. You've got the Rockets against the Lakers. And the Mavericks, of course, have to win, but they've been on a streak a little bit lately. But you got the Rockets and Lakers at 9 o'clock tonight. You got us at 7. You got the Celtics and the Grizzlies at 6:30, which are probably going to be the game. Celtics and Grizzlies, and then you got the Rockets and Lakers. But I don't know what the Grizzlies, I think they're going in the opposite direction simply since they fired their coach. I still don't understand that. But once again, that's their management, not our management. So if they're not going to handle their business, that's kind of how that works. Now, on the injury report tonight, Chet is questionable, still managing his hip. Ihart, questionable. He got some hip soreness from what happened to him the other night. Jay Wells, say hip tightness. He did not play the other night as well. I don't know what does questionable 3 mean. Wiggins is out for Achilles tendonitis, which scares the hell out of me. And I stuck Jang on there because you have to. But the Wiggins thing really scares me because I've torn both Achilles. That is something that it's really, 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 really hard to come back from. So that really bothers me with Wiggins, that injury right there. That really, really bothers me with him. Jay Will, it's probably some rest. He'll probably play tonight because there's no way you can have Ihart and Chet and Jay Will out and try to beat the Bulls. Because if you're doing that, then you're basically saying, we just don't respect y'all and we're going to kick y'all's butt no matter what. And I'm not sure if that's something that you can afford to really do. You can't drop a game. Because now, even though we have a 3-game lead, why mess with that? Because of the simple fact you've got 2 easy games at the end of the year. Now, Nathan did tell me something I didn't know because we made it to the whatever the finals of the Cup Series. that allows us to get an extra week's rest, which means for us, that means we can play our players in the Jazz the last two games of the year. Let me pull that up so you'll follow what I'm trying to say instead of just telling you about that. Let me pull this up for you. Oh, wait a minute. Excuse me. Okay, we have the Jazz and the Pelicans our last two games. At the Jazz, at the Pelicans. Now, if we go ahead and handle our business, then you don't need to worry about these last two games. But when Nathan told me that, the last thing I want for the Thunder to be is off. I need to add a game to our TV game because it's a new game I did not add. And the last thing I want is to be off for 10, 12 days before we play the first round. And then again, who we're going to play. You can't sit for 14 days and play the Lakers or the T-Wolves. You can't sit that long. You sit 10 days or so, you're going to be rusty. They're going to come in and bust you because they're used to playing. They're going to bust your butt. So that's the last thing you want is that. So, but then again, can you afford to get somebody hurt? But you still got to play somebody, just players, just so we can stay in some shape. You can't sit out for that long and then turn around and wait to try to play a playoff series. That scares the hell out of me. So, but then again, the chance of somebody getting hurt, it's one of those things too. The problem with playing in the cup, or the blessing with playing in the cup, however the hell you want to look at it. So, but like I said, Bulls tonight, Pistons Wednesday. Go 4-0 in your home games. Then you got the Rockets in Houston. You know they want us. And then you got the Lakers, Suns. Your last three home games. And remember, the Suns game is the game that SGA can break Kevin Durant's record. So when you look at that, it worries me because of the simple fact of what the Thunder have in front of them. I mean, it's scary because what do you do? And I'm sure Sam Presti is going to make the right decision along with Dagnall. It depends on our health, how beat up is some guys because 10 days might mean a lot to Chet. Might mean a lot to J-Dub. J-Dub still, coming back from the little injury he had. Iheart, that can mean a lot, getting these guys healthy. But it's also going to mean rust. So, does SGA play a little bit? Wiggins, can he play at all? Or is this, we rest Wiggins up until then? If we rest him up then, he's going to be rusty for the first couple games. So, the Thunder have some really huge decisions to make coming into that. Who do we rest? Who do we play? What's the situation? But once again, those are things you can worry about later. If you handle your business tonight, you handle your business on Wednesday, you're 4-0, 3-game lead with 6 games to play. And you've got the Rockets and the Lakers back-to-back. So if you win those 3, you have 7-0 with 3 games to play. You should be able to beat the Suns. Then the question is, do you want to take 7 to 10 days off, or do you want 10 to 14 days off? And once again, it's going to depend on the health. How beat up are we? Do you take the chance of somebody getting hurt? But I'm just a firm believer in you need to play. You can't just you look at the Chiefs. Chiefs played people up to a certain point, then they took all that time off, got some rest, ready to go. You have to calculate and go, okay, how beat up are we? What do we need rest from? Who needs rest? And those 2 games, let me pull those up again because I got to, here, let me look at this and see exactly when those games are because the whole thing is there's not that big of a difference between 10 to 14 days. It really is. 10 days, I don't mind so much. 14 days, that really bothers me. Okay, so those last 2 games are on a Friday, Sunday, the 11th and the 14th. Excuse me, 11th and 13th are those last 2 games. So it's every other day. So it's not a back-to-back game. So when you do that, I don't know, guys. I'll have to. To me, let's look at it later. Just kind of depends. But let's do the first thing right now. Don't worry about that so much. Worry about tonight. Let's handle that game against the Bulls. Stay focused in where you are. Worry about this, not that. We have the Bulls in front of us tonight. Wednesday night, we have the Pistons in front of us tonight. Friday night, we've got the Rockets in front of us Friday night. Sunday, Lakers in front of us. Tuesday, Lakers in front of us. Wednesday, Suns in front of us. Then that Friday, Jazz in front of us. That Sunday, Pelicans. Let's handle our business, guys. So, that being said, hey, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Once again, hit like, subscribe, and notifications on our. In fact, we're adding people to our YouTube, so go ahead and hit like, subscribe, and notification. Remember, if you're texting me or sending me messages on Facebook, I don't see them until I get done with the show. Go to YouTube and search the Unpopular Hour with Matt Clark. Like, subscribe, notifications, and then you can actually comment, and I can see your stuff in the chat, and I can answer and stuff your questions there. And then, of course, tonight we will be on. Hopefully, the game won't be a 30-point blowout, but we'll see everybody tonight. So, that being said, hey, have a fantastic